It's interesting. So some things go full circle, and experiencing that right now. It's been a year and a half, and I've been on an exploration here, to say the least. Built a lot, built a whole hell of a lot, learned a lot, and interestingly enough, things are back to where they started. It's like a cycle that is just spinning. So, except for things are just getting a little bigger and bigger. See, I started off my career in engineering, and that's because of doing stuff with these little bicycles that had a huge tendency to break things on. And that was due to the world of freestyle BMX, street riding, and kind of found that again with motorcycling, kind of created my own style of it, or a little mixture of it. However, during that process, I'm going and designing a bike and designing it to be agile, to be able to move around, but incorporating all the different things that I learned throughout my career into actually designing and building it. And you see, I started off my career back in it's kind of funny because I've moved so far away from this world for a while. Now, that's kind of all coming back, and factory automation or the Industrial Revolution, that shaped the world and really made a huge impact. And we're right on that same precipice now with AI. And you see, in college, I studied industrial engineering. So industrial engineering is actually an engineer of efficiency. So you're building processes or looking at assembly lines. And that's what I did to start off my career. I worked at factories and a lot of software we say, like Salesforce, all these big companies like Oracle and SAP, be around if it wasn't for the manufacturing world. Because see, when these companies are building automobiles and all these different things, companies like Toyota were trying to figure out what's the best way to do so. How do you keep your quality up? How do you figure out exactly how much to buy? And they had to plan all of the stuff, which was a huge nightmare, which required master planner. And eventually they did this thing called Materials Resource Planning, or MRP, and which eventually evolved into ERP, Enterprise Resource, and more modules started coming around. And with that, you were able to manage and calculate all the different things in all your different departments, and you can't measure. So that's kind of how all those things kind of fell in place, right? And it's one of those common threads that a lot of people don't see unless you maybe are an industrial engineer, where it's like, oh, it's all the same. It's like, oh, do you know how to do fintech? Do you know how to do healthcare? Do you know how to do this? It's like, well, it's actually, if you look at it from the perspective of process, it's all very, very similar as far as breaking down the problem and to create things around it. So anyways, a little bit, because through all this exploration and kind of moving away from manufacturing world and starting to see where I get jumped back into seeing the opportunity, and I see the writing on the wall with AI, but now more than ever, definitely going to be a huge impact. It's not necessarily implementing AI to your business, but it's actually having access to workflows and automating workflows. And the reason for this is because not everyone's small business follows the same exact flow. And there are similarities and there's configurations you can do with software. However, cost and overhead to build that and to configure it and to have the know-how and the whole chain of what comes with it is fairly high still. But with AI, now you can go and develop point solutions that are tailored for each business and build up all the components to essentially build like a mini ERP system for your small business. And I'm actually building one of those myself, personally, just because I see the value of it. And that's what I'm going to be bringing to the market. And it's not a product I'll be necessarily selling, but I'll be selling services. One of them I've kind of created just out of my own need, which was own need and want, which was my RE Gold, was my talent agent. So that might be a product that I could introduce to y'all. And if there's anybody that has a consulting that want to go and talk about their experience and they're applying to folks or people looking for jobs, it can be very effective as far as putting that in place. And there's a lot of work that goes into building that out, but significantly less than what you would think, and also looking at the effectiveness. So I am launching, more or less have already launched, Drive-by Automation AI. So that's going to be my company. I'm going to be an AI automation agency. So if you need some help, you can reach out. And as far as, boosting up my skills to the next level and really bring that credibility, since this space is just starting off, I've actually joined an accelerator, a AAA accelerator, and it's to learn AI and get better at it and build an AI agency. And if anybody wants to join me there, I could send you information, and it's always good to, bounce ideas off. And I think there's plenty of room and plenty of opportunity for a lot of folks out there. So I'll be sharing and creating more content on this world here on this channel. So join me in my journey